players. Right. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing good. I'm going to make this video on this game and then leave it at that because we'll talk about some transfer content in the next few videos because we need to sign some players. But anyway, that was... Do you know what's the most frustrating thing, regardless of what it was, because you can, I'm not going to overanalyze every moment of every game. The fact of the matter is, in the 90th minute, you're winning that game. A game where you were very poor, missed most second balls, lost most duels. The final third movement was shocking, but you're winning the game, and this happens in football. You're not always going to be the best team in every game. Of course, you're not. There's going to be many games in a season where you don't deserve to win. I've seen Sheffield United and Burnley do it many times this season, but they do, because there's a situation like that where you get the lead and then you lose it to a moment of just so simplistic things. It's marking from a corner. A big centre-back scored on the floor tap-in in our box. On the floor. It was on the floor. A big centre-back. Not an header. It was not bigger or stronger. It was unmarked in the middle of our box, and the ball was on the floor. This is not he was bigger and stronger than him. He's unmarked in the middle of our box, on the floor. I don't know who it is, because I'll have to watch it back, but I'm fairly sure it's either one of Rodon or Ampadu, who's left him. When the ball went to the back post, 3 of our players went there for some strange reason and left the man in the middle. Common sense, just basic stuff. Look, this isn't a thing we do. We don't, when we score first, we're absolutely unbelievable usually. We don't usually do this, so this is not a thing I'm worried about in that sense. Just the frustration of the moment where you've done so, I'll say, well, you've done a thing and you've gone in front, you've won the penalty, and you've just got to defend now because this is the margin. These are the fine margins at the top of this league. These are the big games where the extra 2 points at the end of the season, you look at that and go, oh, that late terrible win we got in that game. But we didn't, because why would we? I'm being harsh, because we usually do. We usually see out wins. We're usually very good at doing that. It's so simple and frustrating, the fact that you can have a centre-back have a free header in the 6-yard box. Sorry, a free shot on the floor in the 6-yard box in the 90-plus minute is absolutely shocking. That is simply not good enough. In the game, I mean... terrible, wasn't it? Look at our goal in the last game. Look at our goal. Look at how we scored it. Third man runs, off the ball movement, timing of runs. All them that I just mentioned, timing of runs, off the ball movement, third man runs, were gone. They were not there. The timing was off on every single one of them. Dan James either went too early or didn't go. There was one threat in our attack, one threat, and that was Manor Solomon. And he was, bar the first 15, where we couldn't really give him the ball, it was unplayable. And we took him off. The second he went off that pitch, I didn't feel it anymore. I didn't feel it. He was our threat. He had that guy on toast. 30 seconds, a minute or whatever before that, we should have scored a goal from his cross where he beats his man for the 6th or 7th time in the game. And he gets took off. He was fuming. If I was him, I'd be fuming. I understand we've got so many games coming up. But he was fine. He looked all right. Play the game, win the game. The player was playing the best. Keep him on. I didn't understand it. The momentum of the game died off. The crowd died off when he went off. He was the spark, and we took him off. I know we scored after he came off. Look, that was down to us putting 8 man forward and winning a scrappy ball in the middle. And Mateo Joseph does well to win the penalty. It wasn't it. It just wasn't it. That I didn't like that decision. I'll be honest. You know. See, people say I don't criticise. I do. I didn't like that decision. I thought it was wrong. If I'm an analyst for my club or whatever, I'm probably... What was the thinking behind that? I genuinely want to know. I want to know what the thinking was. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't understand the thinking. He was our best player on the pitch. And he took him off. I didn't understand it. I did not. And I think you could argue that probably cost us in a strange way, because for the next 15 minutes after he came off, we did nothing. They won more. We didn't have a threat. until we really got hold of the game. Nonto ran about a bit. I think he lost the ball 5 times, though, in certain areas. He looked dangerous in other times. Just inconsistent. Matteo ran. They all ran around. They all tried, but there was no calming quality in the final third again. And how many times this season has our lack of goal scoring been because of that? I'm not going to do what most people... And by the way, if you're just going to comment silly things, reactionary, I'm just not going to do it. I don't care. Like, if we have, like, I'll reply to people that have a conversation, but if it just straight up bark out, I'm just simply going to ignore it, because that's just, it doesn't do anything to me. It doesn't create a conversation. It doesn't do anything worth noting. So the fact of the matter is, we were not good today, but we should have won the game. They didn't create anything either. They sacrificed their creativity to sit in a good defensive shape. And our movement off the ball was terrible. Our timing of our runs were terrible. No third man runs from midfield. We created spaces, but we didn't exploit them. It's the same 5 or 6 things that happens when we don't win games. There's never anything else. It's the same 5 or 6 things. We lost second balls, loose balls. They always seem to be there before us. The same things again against these teams that we're very inconsistent in doing. I'd have started Ampadu personally as well. I understand, obviously, because of his minutes. That's more understandable. I get that one. I don't get the Solomon one in the slightest. I just don't. He's by far our best player. Maybe Farker will mention his presser and explain why he did it, but I've not seen that, and I don't understand it at all. I don't understand it. Still top. It's absolutely fine. Burnley didn't win either. Sheffield United are obviously on tonight. Doesn't matter to me about that. We've got to repeat this with an absolute demolition job, whoever we play next. You know? It's not. We've drawn the game. It's not terrible. We've not lost. You know, I know people are going out like we're on a 10-game losing streak and it's the end of the world. Trust me, if I could leak text messages in the group chat during that game, you'd see how annoyed I am. God, it's bad. I need help. But luckily, when I come on camera, it calms me down a little bit. The fact of the matter is, it wasn't good enough to win, but that doesn't take away the fact that you don't win games, because every team around us is most weeks not the better team on the pitch, but they win games because they take their chances. And then when they take their chances, they don't leave a big centre-backs free in the middle of the box in the 91st minute. It's naive, that. Proper naive. Miscommunication. It is what it is. Like I said, we don't usually do that. It's not a trend. It's not something I see every week. I mean, when we go ahead, our record ahead, when we go ahead, is genuinely mind-blowingly good. But in this instance, we didn't show that. We lost our markers. Very simple things as well. Very simple things. But yeah, that's what we are at the moment. For me, there's absolutely, and I said this every week, when we've won, when we've lost, every week game, we need to bring players in. Burnley have already improved at right back. They brought a guy in who's going to compete, if not start for them. A very good player. Sheffield United are linked to 2 or 3 players who are going to improve their squad. Teams around us are bringing in players. If we don't do it, I'm not buying, the whole kind of patronising. We don't. It's hard market. Yeah, look. Let me tell you a little secret. Yeah, I know it is. I work around those parts. I understand. This is where the scouting team comes into it. This is where the recruitment team. How far are you looking? What are you looking for? If you're only looking in the Premier League for loans, yes, it's an extremely difficult, if not impossible, market. But if you're looking in other leagues around the world, I'd argue it's not as easy as the summer, obviously. But my God, there's some very good players out there, and I'll be doing videos on some. There's no excuses not to get 1 or 2 in. We have the smallest squad in the league, and we've seen today, when we get some injuries, we're a bit... Bogle's out now. That looks bad. That looked bad, didn't it? So that's not great. Now we're relying on, Byram at right back, who came off half-time. Was that because of injuries, because of minutes? Boba, who's a centre-back at left-back, has Firpo's injured. We've got Schmidt, who's not coming on, who just isn't getting played. Let's not take the mick. do some business. I don't think there's any excuse in this world. I don't care how many wingers we've got. If people can tell me our depth in winger midfield, yeah, it's excellent. But it's not fullback. We've got injuries now. It's not up front. It's not in the 10. We've got the smallest squad in the league. No one's mentioning this. I feel like it's just me. Smallest squad in the league. Why the hell would you not bring in 2 or 3? You have less options. There might be good options, but there's less. So when you have 3 or 4 injuries, suddenly you've only got 3 or 4 other players on the bench that you can pick out. 24-man squad. And 2 or 3 of them are youth players. It's the smallest squad in the league. It needs to be bigger. You need more for me. You've got 11 on the pitch. You know? We need more. 24-man squad. 3 of them are keepers. 2 of them are youth players. The options we've got are very good. We don't have the depth of options. I need more. Others will do it. Others will 100% improve their squad. Burnley have a good right back in Roberts. They've got two there that are decent. They brought another one in because they want to level it up. They want that competition. They want players who are going to come in and take them to the Premier League. Do not sleep on this market. Do not do it. Because I will mention it every single week. Do not sleep. And I've got a feeling we will. And I'm personally not going to buy, like I said, because of working in similar fields to that. Not at this level, but similar fields. It's just, it works exactly the same. I'm not buying this whole, it's a difficult market, which, yeah, it is difficult. It's difficult for everyone else as well. It's difficult for Burnley, but they bought a player in on the first day. It's difficult for everyone. You can still bring players in to improve your squad. You still can. So we better do that. We better do that. But the game was bad. I'm going to move on very quickly from this. Just a naive moment. We played bad. It is what it is. That happens. Like, we're not going to play well every game at home all season. That's never happened in the history of football, has it? For any team ever. But we still should have won the game because we were 1-0 up in the 90th minute and we didn't defend the corner. They created next to nothing. We created next to nothing. But we won a penalty, scored the penalty, didn't defend a silly little corner. Terrible. But anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. Hope everyone's start to 25 has been good. Quality, isn't it? I love it. I knew they'd do this. I had a great day. I knew they'd do this. Went for a meal earlier with my girlfriend. I knew this would happen. I knew it. I knew this would happen. But at least they're gone now. We don't have to play Eustace again. Anyway, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.